Welcome to Plus Talk on Plus Life, where we are all about turning positive into a plus. My guest today is a Broadway star and a really good friend, Javier Muñoz, who is absolutely turning positive into a plus. Good to see you, Javier.
It's good to see you.
It's been a minute, but here we are, and I know there's a lot going on in your world, some really exciting stuff coming up, but let's go back a little bit, because for those who don't know, you have this great relationship with Lin-Manuel Miranda. How did that all come about in the Heights back in the day?
2005, I had been living with HIV for 3 years at that point, and both of my parents had been diagnosed with cancer, both of them, within 6 months of each other. They're both alive and healthy and well now. And I was not booking work. I couldn't get arrested in New York City. No one wanted to hire me for anything. So I quit the business, and I literally signed on. I got hired as a GM to open a new restaurant in Hell's Kitchen, and I hated every second of it. But I had health insurance, and I had a regular job, and I could help my parents financially, and I could help myself with the insurance. And so it was a practical decision. And just randomly, a college friend had written his first musical and was doing a sort of like backers audition to get some producers on board. So we did like a month of performances, and he badgered me to do this thing, and I was like, okay, fine. This is my swan song, the last thing I'm ever going to do, and then I'm going to just stick with this GM gig, right? And an actress in that, who I did not know, after the first day of rehearsal, contacted me to tell me about this audition that she thought I'd be perfect for because she's part of a new musical that's being developed. It's called In the Heights. Would I be interested? And so I invited her to the restaurant because I believe in that kind of thing happening, that like the universe was like, okay, I'm knocking on your door right now. Open up the door. So I invite her to the restaurant. We sit down. I listen to the first tracks, and I'm just enthralled by the opening number. She lets me read the script overnight. I say yes to the audition, and I then spend 2 weeks at MTC workshopping in the Heights and meeting Lynn for the first time and the whole crew. And we probably couldn't be any bigger, two giant nerds who just found each other and would geek out in the corner over all the things that we love. So that was the birth of our friendship.
And what I love about this is if you had not gotten HIV, if your parents hadn't have been in the situation that they were in, if you guys had not been in this kind of dark space and where everything's done, if you wouldn't have quit, you wouldn't have got maybe the GM job, and this wouldn't have happened. I know it sounds weird, but that's kind of a crazy full circle thing, how HIV has changed your life for the better.
All these things literally had to happen in the way they did for all of this to line up. And I tell you, very honestly, at that age, we're talking 2005, I was really young in the business, and testing positive so impacted my drive, my fire, my ambition, my determination, and defined really that's the root of who I am today and the platform that I've built and living with it openly. It all started then because I was so fortunate to find In the Heights, and it all just gave me that drive to say, this isn't over.
In the Heights takes off, and then really the show that changes his life, your life, and pretty much anyone who sees its lives. Hamilton comes along. What did that do for you as a performer, but what did it do for you as an activist and as a person?
Oh my God, you phrased that well. It completely changed my life. I don't know that anyone before Hamilton in this industry was ever prepared for something like that. I know none of us were in that building. We've all sort of tasted success in theater, but nothing quite like this. And it was sort of, I like to phrase it that I got to experience so much so that I could clarify what it was that I wanted to succeed within, what I wanted to stand for, who I wanted to be in this industry, what I wanted to do with this attention and this spotlight on me, and that I really wanted to take this opportunity to be out and open with my sexuality, out and open with my HIV status, and be very vocal and use this spotlight and this platform to be visible as possible. Because I kept thinking of, young Javier in 2005 who needed someone to look to say, your dreams aren't over. It can still happen. Keep going. And I wanted to make sure that people who were living with HIV, people who were LGBTQ could see me standing up there in that role on that stage 7 times a week in full health, in full strength, and really succeeding.
Let's talk about this project you've got coming up. 3 months. It sounds like I'm jealous I'm not part of it.
That's awesome. You know what? It is so beautiful. And if I may indulge in a quick story.
Please.
The writer-director, Jared, this is his story, and it's based on his own life when he himself tested positive. And after his testing positive, he'd gotten wind of my story. And the first scene he wrote when he finally committed to putting his story down on paper was the first doctor visit that the character takes to find out, to get tested. Mm-hmm. And he was writing the role of the doctor for me. And so here he is sitting there sharing this journey and hoping I'll say yes to play this role. And I'm like ready to freaking explode and just cry and like this, it's like, you kidding? How can I say no to that?
And how does it make you feel as an HIV activist and someone living with HIV that we are now telling stories in a real positive light about HIV? Yeah. We're normalizing HIV in a way that we've normalized things like cancer and diabetes and heart disease.
It's beautiful and it's powerful, and it is normalizing. It is saying to anyone out there, whether you live with HIV or not, how normal this life is and how hopeful it still is, how healthy you can maintain. This is not 1980s. This is not where we were. We're in a completely different place. And thank goodness, and how miraculous. And maybe that can spark an even deeper conversation about where we're going and what we need right now.
Absolutely. And I think films like this, and I think messaging like U equals U, things like that, we talk about equity and making sure everyone has the ability to get to undetectable. But we can use film like this, and we can use messaging like that, not to make people feel isolated that maybe they don't have access, but to encourage and to push, to go, look, if everyone has it, then we're good. And so I see these kind of things as a positive way to push equity for all when it comes to HIV care.
100% agree with you. Yes. Yes, that's what I hope is going to happen with this. I think Jared is just generous and courageous, and really putting his story out there to make a difference. I remember being on set with these producers who cared so much about getting this story right and giving it integrity and dignity, and so we've come so far. Right, that now it's like, oh yeah, MTV Productions picked this up. It's going to be on Paramount Plus. That's a very big difference from production being scared to touch it, and here we are, and look at who's in this film, and look, that's progress too. Is also encouraging more films and more stories like this to be made.
Javier Muñoz, I could stand here and talk for hours with you. I'm so happy to know you. I'm so happy that we've had the opportunity to work together as colleagues.
Yes.
For everything you do, thank you. We can't wait for the film, 3 months. Very excited. Great seeing you, my friend.
It's so good to see you. Thank you so much.
That's going to do it for this episode of Plus Talk. If you want more information, check out the website, pluslifemedia.com. And remember, you can follow us across social media platforms. We are at Plus Life Media. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye.